Hi, welcome to Generate Buzz and Self-Published Books, a Global Quill production. I'm Monique, and I am here today to give a writer's tip video. I've been afraid to do that because I don't know how to do all the fanciness I see a lot of YouTubers do. They put words over here and sub-captions down below, and I don't know how to do that. But I was watching Savage Reads, and he did something that was utterly amazing to me. He wrote his tips on a card and then handed them up to the camera to be seen. And I thought, well, that I know how to do. So with that, I'm going to say thank you to him, and I will put the link to his video below. And I'm going to move on with my tip video. My first tip is remember to add the who, the what, the when, the where, the why, and how. These questions must be answered for every character in your book, for every chapter in your book, and ultimately for your whole book. You may not be able to encompass this in every paragraph, every time, all of them at once, but if you do 2 in one paragraph and 3 in another paragraph and 1 on its own, but eventually answer all the questions, it brings the reader into the story. And that's what it's all about for a lot of people, including myself, that it's very important to me that I am a part of the story, that I know what's going on all the time. I had a young man bring me a book that had 5 chapters in it, and it was his first 5 chapters of the book, I should say. And it was a lot of she said and he did and she said and he did. But when it was over with, I knew absolutely nothing about who she was or who he was. And I asked him, what does she look like? He told me she looks like a regular girl. And I was like, well, what's a regular girl look like? And he looked at me like I had 3 heads, because I don't know what a regular girl looks like. But I need you as a reader to tell me what a regular girl looks like, so I can be a part of that story and understand what a regular girl is. So if as often as you can, and in every chapter, and ultimately for every character, and finally for the whole book, you must answer the who, what, when, where, why, and how of it in every book. The other thing that you need to remember to include in your writing are our 5 senses. The seeing, hearing, taste, feel, and smell of it all. We need to know these things. We need to experience them. We are very sensory people. We like to know what food tastes like. We want to know if it smelled good when it was cooking, or it smelled like somebody was boiling garbage. You know, we need to know that. When we taste it and you tell us how sumptuous it was or how revolting it was, we want to experience that with you. And so it's very important that you tell us these things, and you have to remember to include them. Again, you may not be able to get all 5 of them in one paragraph, but eventually while you're talking on that subject, try to work in as many of those senses that you can. The other thing is that you need to remember to tell us what time of year it is. Is it winter? Is it spring? Is it summer? Or is it fall? Very important to know. Each season has its own feel. We all know that summer is blistering hot and winter is freezing cold, but suppose it's supposed to be summer and it's just the opposite. You need to tell us that. You need to make us understand what's happening in your world, and if it's summertime and the sun is bright, or is it raining. Those things are so important that we need to know every time something changes. As weather changes, a lot of time mood changes, and so you need to include that in there. And last of all, remember your settings. Is it early morning? Is it morning? Is it late morning? Early afternoon? Late evening? Whatever it is, you need to tell us what it is so we can be there with you. Are the shadows falling? Is the sun rising? Those things are so important for the setting of a book and the settings in our minds, because for a lot of people, myself included, I become part of the story. I become part of the world that you create. And if the more of these details that you put into the book, for me to be a part of, for me to understand that they're there, the better it is for me to experience your book. And when it's all over and done with, I want to always be able to say that that was an excellent read. I felt it, I understood it, I experienced it all the way. Those are ultimately good compliments for anyone. So those are my writing tips. I hope that you are able to follow them, and please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you. Goodbye.